Ilkay, we spoke before this game that it was always going to be bittersweet to face your former side where you had so many great memories, but being able to reach a Champions League semi-final with Manchester City must be pretty special.
Yeah, it means a lot, to be honest. I think this club, this team deserves it. And yeah, we are grateful. We are grateful for being still in a great competition, reaching the semi-finals for the first time with this team. And obviously, we are very happy about it.
And you had to fight for this one as well. Going that goal down, it was a wonder goal from Jude Bellingham. But there was so much grit involved in this one, wasn't it, to fight back and win in the manner that you did?
Yes, it was. Today was once again about showing character. I think we didn't play well at all the first 15 minutes. We struggled, we were not brave enough. We were a bit scary to lose something. I think that was quite obvious. And after conceding, we started to get better into the game. We were able to hold more possession, to keep the ball. Create a couple of good chances in the first half, and then our target at halftime was to come back into the game and score the first goal in the second half, and get the game back into our hands, and that's exactly what we did today, and we are proud of that.
And was it nerves then, as you say, in those early exchanges, that there's something in your minds where you think you don't want to be going out at the quarterfinal stage again?
Yeah, I mean, we know how tough this competition is every single year. The opponents you face, they are so difficult to play. Everyone has quality, and this Borussia Dortmund team has a lot of quality. And I've said it before that on a good day they are able to beat everyone. And in the first half it looked like, but it's about staying in the game. It's about attitude. It's about personality, especially in that stage of the competition. And yeah, we proved ourselves, I think, today that we are ready to fight also in the semi-finals. Yeah.
Was that the biggest motivation then? And was that the experience that you've had of the heartache in previous seasons, that this one, you wouldn't let this one go?
I mean, of course, no one wants to let this one go. I guess if you ask the Dortmund players, they thought the same. So everyone wants to succeed in that competition, or generally. So that's why the competition is even harder, because everyone wants to win, everyone wants to be successful, and everyone wants to score goals. So it's just tough, and to accept that it's gonna be tough, I think is the first step. And then when you have the right attitude, as I said before, with a good mix of quality in your squad and the right idea, then your chances of being successful are always high.
Well, you definitely proved all of that, and you've got such a big month coming up, Ilkay. You've got PSG in the semi-final. I mean, that must be exciting in itself. You've got the FA Cup semi-final, you've got the league to wrap up, and you've got a Carabao Cup final coming up. As players, I'm sure that this is a privilege, but how on earth does everyone manage that expectation of moving from competition to competition and playing at this high level at this time of the season where everything counts?
For me, it's not that difficult because there's nothing else to do. So we are professional footballers and we play the game to be successful, and obviously we want to be successful in every single game. That doesn't guarantee you that you're going to be successful, but you just try. You just try the next one, and that's exactly what we're going to do on Saturday, and then we will see.
Thank you very much, Ilkay.
Well, indeed. There's nothing else to do, he says. Well, if they win all these four, they're going to time it perfectly with the lifting of the lockdown restrictions. Then they can go out and celebrate. They obviously will play it down. When you have been knocked out of a competition at the same stage, season after season, is it something that plays on the players' minds, or is it just something that people like me and the media talk about and it isn't actually a thing?
Well, I think for Manchester City it does. Yeah, I think it's been an issue. Whether I think they've been unfortunate, been unlucky at times, but this is a hurdle and they got over it. So I think credit to them. They deserve a lot of praise. I'm sure they'll have a minor celebration, but they got big things, to do this season. So I really believe every game they go into, they're going to be the best team going into that, and they're favourites in every game. So there's an opportunity to win 4 titles. That doesn't happen very often. So I think they'll believe they can do it, but they just got to chip away one by one.
Will Pep allow a socially distanced stein of beer this evening?
I don't know. I'll be surprised. I don't think the players would want to. Like Ilkay said there's another game coming ahead now, so you got to refocus and draw on that. Yeah, you can enjoy the moment, but there's a bigger goal at stake here, and that's to win all 4.
Certainly a big goal. Let's talk about how they got there this evening then and made it through to the semi-finals. There'll be frustration, I'm sure, in that Dortmund dressing room. What happened in the first leg with Jude Bellingham's disallowed goal and then this penalty as well. Can you understand why the penalty was given and why it wasn't overturned by VAR?
Yeah, I can understand it. We were discussing it with the head onto the arm, and I'm not even sure what the rule is, He's headed it onto his arm. But I think what he's done is give the referee a decision to make, because his arm, for me, is in an unnatural position. It's out. And I know, you can't have him by your sides, but it does feel like it's out a long, long way. And he does head the ball onto his arm. But I think he's given the referee a decision, and then once he's made that decision for a penalty, I don't think it's as clear and obvious to then overturn it. So I think it's the right decision.
So the law says if it touches your head and then goes onto your arm, it's not a penalty. But then there's also a situation where I went and spoke with Peter Walton, who's just up there watching the game, and he said that one of the things they would have spoken about in the VAR is it going to hit his arm anyway? I mean, if we have a look at it again, you can see the ball is close to his arm. But also, he said it's a kind of judgment call. So do you want to overrule the referee? He almost thinks if the ref hadn't given a penalty, VAR wouldn't have then given a penalty. They would have just stuck with the on-field decision. And I think we maybe need a bit more sticking with the on-field decision.
Yeah, again, I think the right outcome has happened there. Initially, when I seen his arm out, I thought, he was out there for balance. But as he tilts his head down to the left, his arm doesn't move. So I'm thinking he's keeping it there knowing that's going to prevent the ball from going to a City player. And if that is the case, then the right decision is given for me.
And he had a difficult time in the first leg, and there was that shot with his head in his hands. I mean, he knew that was the turning point, didn't he?
Yeah, I think especially in the Champions League, they're going to give that. When I think that in the different leagues around Europe at times, maybe that's not going to be given. But I think in the Champions League, that's going to be given. You put your arms in that position, it hits it. We've seen it time and time again. I think it's just a tough 2 legs for Emre Can for him.
Not a bad penalty, was it?
No, it wasn't. And there was a lot of pressure riding on this game, but you couldn't tell the way City played. But when Mahrez scored that penalty emphatically like that, you could see the release of tension, But I mean, he didn't show it there, because stepping up, massive pressure penalty, and to dispatch it like that after the problems that City have had in front of goal or from the spot.
Probably surprised that he stepped up, to be honest, and not Kevin De Bruyne. But like Crouchy said, then the kind of the enjoyment in the celebration in both of the goals. I think you can see the relief. Like we touched on it, they've come to this hurdle many a time and not got past it. But today you can see the general relief in everyone. The bench, Pep, which you don't normally see on all the players. So
first Champions League goal for him in 18 months. He's having a hell of a season.
Well, I think they've got so many fabulous players, whether it's Mahrez, whether it's Phil Foden, whether it's De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Gundogan. So many players can step up. And I think we spoke about not having a natural centre forward. But with all those guys that can step up, it's hard for teams to stop all of these guys, and I just think that's what makes them so hard to play against. There's probably 6 guys that get you 10 goals, 10 assists, and that's why they're the unstoppable force they are right now.
Right, Imes, good goal, great celebration. It's the biggest moment of City's season so far.
Oh, 100%, and probably the best corner routine without Kevin De Bruyne involved, because they weren't great, but it's been a tough week emotionally for Phil. Bereavement, close family and friends, but you could see this here now, and he's definitely part of Pep's best 11. I think whatever the game, whatever the occasion, Phil Foden starts, and from the start of the season till now, he's proven instrumental in all the games. Yeah,
the fact that he's rested, at times now and comes into the bigger games, he's 20 years old and he's playing these games with absolutely no fear whatsoever. And the best thing for City fans is, they can relate to him. He's a local boy. He's 20 years of age. He's a mainstay in the team, and that's what fans want to see. It's just been fabulous this season.
You're a big fan.
Everybody loves him because he just, every time he touches the ball, he makes things happen, you know, and he can play so many positions. We're blessed, I think, to have a young player like Phil Foden. And that he's doing it on this stage, and Jude Bellingham, you know, I think England's future is incredibly bright. Let's just hope that those guys can get in the team this summer.
Aye.